Is that working now?
I see you.
There he is.
Okay.
Almost ready.
Got a full head of a bunch of people here. Show me as offline. Oh, there we go. I got it now.
The old guy here. He's tiny, right? We gotta get that. Okay.
There we go.
we finally got on. Okay, the people waiting here probably wondering what am I flipping back through all these places for? Who is that? Who's the burly AAA OG nerd hype man? Really? Okay, all right. He's first. He said he could hear and see us all. Yeah, that's how we run things here, DeBurley. Okay, so anyway, welcome aboard, everybody. We got a lot of people on here already, and we got a lot of people on here, and we've got our competitors in the green room. I don't know what they're doing back there. They're jabbering about their kayak, how good it is and stuff, and they are. Guys, if there's a show you want to see, it's this one, because I was blown away. Actually, Keith and I were talking beforehand today. I watched Paul's video and oh my gosh. And then the bell rang when I was subbing today, substitute teaching, and I didn't get a chance to. And then I got to see it earlier this evening and I go, oh my gosh, both these guys have got dream kayaks for specific purposes as well. And if you are looking to do some things to your kayak, these are the two guys to look up to here. And then we have some great sponsors on here tonight. We've got Mike Beck from John. Let me get up a little higher. Uncle John's. It's a hard cider, but it's an apple cider farm, right?
Yeah, both hard cider and regular cider mill, where you get the sweet cider and donuts with your family and have a good day with it.
Like they're like in Michigan, and yep. I'm sure people travel from all parts of the country to come see you. And mostly Mike, I hear that he's like, celebrity there, right?
Sure.
And then anyway, and we have Jake Hepner. You guys know him from I Like Yakking, right? From the videos.
Yeah.
And Jake represents Deeper app. And I'm going to tell you, this app, I can't wait to get my hands on one where I can 3D map my favorite fishing holes that are not mapped. Right?
Yeah, that's the new one. Has some really cool features, especially in like shallower water, because like a lot of times with sonars, that's tough to use in shallow water, and that update makes it a lot better.
Nice.
We actually just announced the winner of the Deeper Max today.
Oh, who was it?
Won the battle sponsor last week.
Who was it?
It was Ray. I have to look it back up but
Ray won. By the way, you guys, if you don't know who Yak Fishaholic is, that's Keith Stevenson. He's part of the crew here.
Yeah, I'm part of the crew.
Canada. And congratulations on your, can I announce it? Your position?
What's that?
The new position you took on with the Bass Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's now he's a board member on the Bassmaster or the Bass Hall of Fame.
Bass Fishing Hall of Fame.
Yeah, bass fishing.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
The only Canadian or the only Canuck on the board.
Here's what I'm saying about that. Somebody has to keep those Johnston boys in line.
Yeah. We talked about that yesterday, yeah.
And then we have Beth. Last but not least, Beth.
Me.
Malone Auto Racks. And I'll tell you what, she's killing it with those auto racks. They're everywhere.
We have a lot of people in the YakOff are driving a Malone trailer, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
they're towing, not driving.
Oh,
towing,
true.
yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I got to tell you though, Beth, every time I go to a ramp, somebody has a Malone trailer.
I would love to hear it.
And I told you in an email, I think, that there's a young man that I kind of help him out mentoring fishing, and he showed up with his mom. He has one of those what are they, the modular kayaks that come apart?
Yeah.
So they can put it in the Suburban. Well, then they showed up with a trailer behind it with its on there, and I go, "Is that a Malone trailer?" And they go, "Yeah." And right here in Auburn, so there's actually a few here right in Auburn where I live, a town of 3,400.
That's great. That's awesome.
Cool. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, we got Beth on here. These guys and gals are our sponsors and helping us out along with D Hooker, Kayakjak. This week's battle sponsor is Uncle John's Hard Cider Mill, and he's got some prize packs and you're running a big special this week. Tell us about that, Mike.
Yeah, you go to our online store, and if you use the code Fall YakOff, it gets you 50% off all of our goods in our online store this week, at least while the battle's going on.
Nice. And then Jake, what do you got going on with Deeper?
Well, they just released the new Deeper Max, which is like the big deal. I did a lot of the early video work for them on that, so they're just now rolling it out. I think mid-October was like their real big push, so it should be real soon that you're going to see a lot more coming with that. So I'm really happy with it, though. It's a huge improvement. I've been using them since the first Deeper Pros. I've had the Pro Plus 2, and now the Max, and the Max it's sick. I like it a lot. It goes on every trip with me.
Yeah. Wow. And that's the 3D mapping one, right?
Correct. Yeah. And you can do a ton with it. Like they really just like took everything in the one and just like crammed it into it. It's actually pretty impressive.
And we're going to see that because Paul that's going to be on the show here tonight has one on his kayak.
Yeah, I've got it right here. Actually, I grabbed it because it's not on the kayak. That's how easy it is to take it off. That's what I like about it. You just take it on, take it off.
Nice.
So
it looks like one of those things on one of them scary movies that like eats people. Miniature though. That's pretty cool. And it's what I like though is it's wireless. Don't have to worry about a battery, all that stuff. And like for instance, I was telling Mike earlier we were talking
or hooking up a transducer, right? Like you can just hang it over the side of the kayak.
Hang it over the side. I was telling
have the attachments for that, which is awesome.
I mean, you could also just cast it if you wanted to.
Yeah.
It's castable. Yeah. So like if you go bank fishing, actually one of the best days I've ever had with it was bank fishing. I took it out, found a school of crappie with it, and then just caught them all day. It was awesome.
Here's what I'm going to ask you, Jake. So what you're saying is if I see Kevin Van Dam on a lake, I can cast that thing from 40 yards away and get that waypoint with that little device.
Presumably, yeah. There might be easier ways to do it, but you could do it like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kevin, I didn't mean to hit you with my.
Marty's going to be throwing Marty's going to be casting out there at all these bass boats with a Deeper Max.
Get their waypoints where they're catching fish. I'm just going to do that in practice, at tournaments.
I used it in a Bassmaster event. That's how hardcore I am. I used it at Dale Hollow because on day 2 I didn't want to take my graph, but I was like, you know what? I still want to know how warm it is back here.
Yeah,
I just slapped it on.
Yeah, I do want to say too before we get to Beth here again, I fished this whole month in that the 5 lake 5 bass challenge, no sonar, no motor, and still put up 103. But 100 inches with the 5 bass on 5 lakes. But, sometimes you don't need that sonar. You just go out there and fish, right? But you do need a trailer, though, for these kayaks that guys are putting all this stuff on. Right, Beth?
You do. Those things are heavy. They weigh a lot. Yeah.
I just can't. They back up and.
Tough to get those on the roof of a vehicle. So.
Well, there's a guy that does that. You know who it is, don't you?
Well, I mean, there are definitely, several people that do it.
I mean, I do. I put my Outback on my roof.
Oh, good for you. That's awesome.
Right,
Marty's
Jake?
trying to get it. Marty's trying to get it.
But he's hiding.
Marty's trying to get a free trailer.
Marty has some enhancements on his roof to pull it up there.
I roll it up. It rolls up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haul a camper, so we got to figure out how. Now, I will tell you though, Beth, I know a guy out of Texas. Oh man, you know him too, Jake. He puts his trailer in his camper, fully assembled, and then it's a toy hauler type.
Wait a minute. He puts his trailer in his camper?
Yes.
Okay.
And
I think I heard about him. Yeah, because I can't believe there are a lot of people that do that.
he owns
He's gotta
a
be kind of
restaurant.
unique.
Yeah, he owns a restaurant in Austin, I think.
Oh, Lance
Yeah,
McWhorter.
no, yeah, Lance McWhorter. Yeah, Lance McWhorter.
You said restaurant, so that's the only
Yeah,
person I
that's
could
him,
think
that's
of.
him.
So.
Why would I forget his name? I've camped next to him. I fished with him all the time. Anyway, I've watched him. It fits to the inch in his camper, and he has one about a 19-footer, about the same size as mine. It's not big.
Yeah.
And he takes that trailer out and then hauls his kayak around where he's camping.
Which is just crazy.
Yeah. Isn't that something? So there you go,
Yeah.
Malone people. You can put that in your camper.
Okay.
And
I'm going to take that back to the drawing board to the engineers.
There's actually a couple guys too, Beth. They bring their camper, and then they have the kayak in their camper, but then they have the smaller type. It's like a little tow trailer that they have just for like around the campsites.
Yeah.
And they pull it with that, And I believe Malone does.
And so I'll throw this out there. We've got a lot of stuff in the works. We're coming out with some new stuff. And one of the things that we're really excited about is, how everyone's putting those hard top tents on the roof of a vehicle.
Yeah.
So we've got a trailer now that is rigged up to put those tents on. So if you don't want the whole big camper, if you want to rough it a little bit, but not be sleeping on the ground, if, you want to be in one of those tents, we're building some trailers to do that.
Wow, that's so cool. Yeah, they're very popular. You guys have so many models to choose from.
We do. Well, I mean, there are like 5 base models. I should know this off the top of my head. I mean, there's the Ecolite, the Microsport in both a galvanized steel, and then the power coated version, and then there's the Megasport, but then there are, I don't know, each one has like 20 different outfitted versions of it. So
jeez.
I will say the Megasport that Beth sent me this year in the spring, I have taken. I don't even know, Beth. We talked about getting you like the numbers of how many kilometers in Canada, or miles, I guess.
It's
you guys
crazy
I have been, I've put thousands of kilometers on that trailer this year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. And then you've also sponsored a deal where at the end of this thing, whoever's name gets drawn from voting, they're going to win a trailer of their choice.
Yes, they are. Yep.
That's awesome.
So, no, we were really excited. I mean, we were part of YakOff's last spring, so we were adamant that we participate again this fall. So
yeah, it's awesome.
Happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, this thing's exploding, you guys.
Marty, like I told you earlier today when we were chatting, just in comparison from week 3 in the spring YakOffs to week 3 of this YakOffs that just finished, we grew by 439%.
Wow,
that's awesome.
Which is crazy.
That is awesome. I'm gonna tell you guys. You probably see that. Where's Paul? The natives are getting restless, so we're gonna bring
those guys in.
We got to bring in the athletes here. Let's see. Hey, there they are.
What's up, everybody?
Paul, you did not off, did you?
I'm standing right here.
Hey, look at that. Hey, we called each other.
Marty, yeah. I think this is one of our records of how many boxes you've coordinated on this screen.
I used to do this for meetings during COVID with teachers. So
I have to say, Mike, I didn't get my hoodie on time, so
it's coming. I know it is.
Unless
Customs holds it up anyway.
Yeah. Still waiting for someone to walk it up from the border.
Right.
It's probably there's probably tariffs on it right now.
Yeah.
You guys are part of the all-name team. Paul Glass. I mean, that's cool. And then Romel Labrador, the Wizard. I mean, it's almost like a UFC, a UCF. What is that called? UCF?
UFC. You were close.
It's like a UFC fight. The names, pretty cool. So we got Paul and we got Romel. And Paul, let's tell everybody where you're from.
I'm in Michigan. I'm actually only a couple, maybe an hour and a half south of Uncle John's. I used to take my friend. We used to go up there. I went to Michigan State, so I was like just south there. So we used to go up there all the time with the fam. I'll be up there a couple weeks. We're gonna do some fishing over there, and then might bring the family out, come hang out, have some cider, take some hard cider home. You know.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then Romel, where are you at?
I am from Northern California.
What major city is by you?
I'm major city. I actually live in Manteca, but major city like Modesto. But I'm from the Bay Area.
Okay. Do you fish a lot of saltwater or freshwater?
No, I'm a Delta guy. So I'm California Delta. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, the big bass.
Oh yeah.
Blanchard's around that area too, isn't it?
Oh yeah, my buddy Greg. Yeah.
Got to go where the fish are.
That's right. That's right.
Oh well, on the Delta, it depends on right place, right time. So I mean that's the caveat to it, but I love it.
Well, we want to thank again Jake and Mike and Beth. Stay on. I hope you guys can stay on here and talk with us. And we thank you guys for helping sponsor this great event. And then Paul and Romel are going to describe a little bit about what they've done. And I know there's a lot of people anxious to hear how you did what you did to your kayaks. When I saw those brakes and when I saw the wireless pedals for yours, Paul, I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, how far this sport has come,
Oh, God.
It's crazy. It's crazy where it's come from, and it's crazy where it's going.
Yeah, agreed.
And then Keith, thank you for coming up with this idea long time ago, and we've had so many people on, and it just keeps getting better. The videos that you guys create are nuts, and your videos were a little bit shorter, but they had so much in them. That was pretty neat.
That's because they both are assuming they're going to get through the next round, but we'll see because they have more to put out next.
Yeah,
next round if they can get through. One of those
20 videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Paul, tell us about your kayak, and we're going to go to the actual videos in a little bit and show a portion of it. But tell us what's the purpose, what you did to it, and why.
Yeah, I watched the last YakOffs, and we see the marketplace, right? I see all the kayaks. I've built out a couple big kayaks, and the trend that I see in kayak building these days is like people want to have more and more and more. They want to have bigger kayaks. They want them to be flat bottom. They want to be stable. They want to do a couple of somersaults in there. They want to bring the kitchen sink, and then maybe they'll also bring the basement kitchen sink. Like they want everything in there, and I think that's fun. I enjoy that. I like a big kayak. That I got a Malone trailer. Freaking love that thing. And you can put the heaviest, whatever you want back there. I love that. But I saw that everyone was doing the same thing. Like I'm a river fisherman. If you could tell me like, hey, you can only go one spot, I'd want to be in like a tributary. I want to be in like a little creek. And when I had the Smalley, I had just gotten it and I hadn't had a chance to build it out yet. And we were super lucky to get a hold of the Garmin Force Current. I was like, dude, I want to do something like nobody else is doing. No one else is building river kayaks. No one's out there like promoting like less is more. And like for me, I was like, I wanted to just put something out there that no one else was putting out there. So I took the Smalley. It is like under 70 pounds when it's on its own, which 59. So it weighs nothing. So it's super light. And then I was like, what if I threw the Garmin Force Current on it with the foot pedals, right? And the crazy thing about the foot pedals, after I got to test it for a little bit, when you face up current, I like to fish upstream. If I can get away with it, that's how I want to fish. That's where I'm going to sneak up on fish. It's the best way to do it. It's just my opinion. And a lot of times I do that with a drag chain. I'll throw a drag chain out and spin the kayak the other way, and then I fish upstream like a quarter up. And it's kind of hard to do. And you can't really do it without a motor if you've got any kind of current. But with a force current, I can literally work my way upstream. I can face upstream without having anything in the way, and then just tippy tapping the foot pedals. You can like creep your way upstream with like precision at whatever speed you want, so you can steer and manage your speed just with the foot pedals. And so your hands are totally free. You're not doing anything. And there's no wires. Because the other thing about like a river kayak, I have nothing in my river kayaks. I bring 3 rods, 4 if I bring like an ultralight or like a big swim bait rod. That's the max. Usually it's 2 to 3. And I don't bring a ton of tackle. I know what I'm going to need. So I try and keep it light. Anything that you have hanging off the side of your kayak, hanging off the front, hanging off the back, it's going to be a problem. You're going to get hung up on sticks. It's going to fall off. You're going to tip over. You're going to lose something for sure. Like, and so this kayak for me was, I tried to keep it super clean. I wanted basically nothing on the deck, nothing hanging over, nothing on the sides, nowhere, anywhere. And we talked about the deeper max. So I don't have the max because it's on my kayak, but I have like the old Pro Plus 2 that I used for a couple of years. I actually have, I don't even think this one's on the website anymore. They had the old one in there. In the river, I like having side scan, but I hate having a transducer. It's just at risk the whole time. And I feel like I don't really need side scan unless I'm on like a huge, big piece of water. So all I really need is I need to be able to find out when I'm approaching a hole. I want to know the temperature and just a couple of things like that. That's all I really need. Bottom composition is super helpful. So a lot of times I'll throw the deeper over and I'm just like getting information as like I'm trying to see what's changing as I'm going upriver or downriver. And so it's just giving me what I need when I need it. And then if you hit something, it just kicks up because it's on this little bendy arm. And it's just simple. There's no wires. The battery lasts all day. And then with like a couple Naqua batteries, that whole kayak weighs like under 150 pounds, like with everything. That's with a 24-volt battery, a 50-pound thrust motor with spot lock, like anchor lock, their version of it. And then my favorite part about the whole kayak, though, when you do the whole thing, every single component, I can strip everything off the kayak in like 5 minutes. So when you want to fish a creek, when you don't want to have the motor, you know you don't need it. Like you can go anything from like big tournament fishing all the way down to just like super throw and go. It's one of the lightest kayaks on the market right now, and it paddles super well. So it's like you got to get the best of all worlds. And the other thing too is people won't think about this with this build. Like it's like a meta build. Like in my mind, it's so much cheaper than everyone else's. It does a lot of the same things really well. It's a quarter of the price of a lot of the other kayaks that are out there. So it's like a quarter of the weight. It's a quarter of the price. It does a lot of the same stuff. And I haven't seen another river build. So I just want to do something a little different and kind of show people, like kind of just get the gear spinning just to like do something a little different. So that was why I did it the way I did it. I actually had a whole other build I was going to do. And then we had the force current. I was like, screw it. I'll do the one I want to do.
Yeah, you did a good job with it, man. I do have a question on that. Nice job. You did a great job there, Jake.
I have one right there, the blue one.
Okay,
I think you guys might be able to see that. Kevin Van Dam fished out of that last week, 2 weeks ago.
Did he stay upright the whole time?
Humble brag.
All the time. Fished like nobody dumped.
There you go. Good job.
Okay, so that's my question, Paul, and maybe Jake can chime in too on this. Because Jake, you have the Crescent Shoaly. I have a Crescent Shoaly, and that I use. I haven't used it with a motor yet. It has a motor on it. But Paul, how stable is your Smalley in the river?
Yeah, see, that's where people. This is what bothers me about flat bottom kayaks. I like them; they're a lot of fun to be in, and they don't draft still, so they do like a lot of really, really well.
Yeah.
But Crescent doesn't make flat bottom boats, and they do it because you know how much more nimble the Smalley is. It's stupid. That thing is like a minnow versus a freaking manatee when it's in the river. So you get what's called secondary stability. So it's a little bit of a V-hull, and what you get is you feel tippy. You're like, oh my god, because you're used to, if you fish a lot of fishing kayaks, they're flat, and so they don't move at all. They have what's called primary stability, meaning you don't feel tippy whatsoever. But the second you break whatever that line is, you're gone. You're done. You're toast. Secondary stability, it's going to feel a little tippy. But then you hit like a hard point, and that's the secondary stability. So you feel tippy, but then there's that hard point. So I would say, I always tell people, if the Hobie Pro Angler, which is probably the most stable kayak I've ever been, Titan X, Hobie Pro Angler, probably some of the most stable kayaks you can buy. Those would be a 10 out of 10.
Pretty good.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Unlimited. I put the Unlimited as like a 9 out of 10. I have a U10. I've spent hours and hours and hours in the 12. I love those kayaks. They're like a 9 out of 10. I think the Hobie is like kind of the pinnacle, the tight necks, that pinnacle flat bottom boat. That's a 10 out of 10. That's the most stable. This is like a 6 out of 10. It's very, very stable, but it's a lot skinnier. It's not built to do the same thing. And like, there's some things you just can't do with a Hobie Pro Angler. One of them is pick it up. Like I do like Olympic weightlifting, and like I struggle with the Hobie Pro Angler. Once you get a motor in the back, battery in the front, transducer, 2 screens, all your tack, like you absolutely have to have a trailer. There's no scenario where you're like, I'll just drag this out back. Like if you don't have wheels, you're not doing it. And so that's why I like the Smallie. Like I'll throw up some videos this week. I can fully rigged out with every single thing in it. I could just walk it down the ramp on its own with no wheels or anything. I mean, it's just, again, it's like, there's this meta idea of like, what do you really need versus like, what's best for your style of fishing? Like I'm a river fisherman. This is like, if you could take my fishing personality and throw it in here, the Shoalie Smallie combo, like that's what I would pick if you made me pick something. So
the more you put in that Smallie, the more stable it gets too, because it sets up really high. It's really buoyant. So when you get more in there, it gets a little bit more stable because you're getting lower to the water where that secondary stability is. And I took it paddling with literally nothing on Friday, the Smallie, and it was a much different boat than when you actually have stuff in it. It's kind of interesting.
You throw a 24 volt battery in the front and a 25-pound motor in the back. It's perfect.
Wow. I had it with everything in the back, so it was just going like this the whole time.
So what kind of a guy, size-wise guy, could use that, what you've got for a build, Paul?
Yeah.
I'm 6'2", 208, 210 sometimes. Would I be okay in that smallmouth one?
Nah, you're not gonna have as much fun as you want. You're a Shoalie guy. That's what you want. You want the Shoalie. Shoalie's a little wider. That's your big helper right there. And then the Shoalie's got that bulbous nose in the front. You'd be blown away at how much more you get out of that rounded front in the prow. Like it's so much more. It helps a ton with that, dude. But I'd say if you're under 6 foot, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be really happy. And some of it's more about like, what's your paddling experience? Even with the motor, I have a paddle in my lap 75% of the time. Yeah. When I don't, it's just when I'm going upriver, or when I'm like really heavily fishing, I'm using the foot control to like kind of creep upriver.
The Shoalie is better at hiding mistakes, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
So, like, if you hit a rock with the Shoalie, I don't even think about it. I'm like,
nah.
Okay.
Smallie, if it hits you in the back,
like, hold on a second.
If it hits you in the back and you kind of don't, I always think about it. It's always in my mind. And that's actually one of the reasons I keep the paddle in my lap. I waxed, and I mean waxed, a log that I had no idea was there this weekend. And if I didn't have my paddle, I might be getting a little wet. I was like, bro, I had no idea it was there. Just boom, paddle. I just tucked it under my elbow, and you're fine.
So
it's like a skill thing.
Cool. I've seen you stand up in a kayak and fish, Paul, before.
Oh yeah, I stand up in the Shoalie. Actually, Jake, you were there for that filming trip. I fished out of that thing in the wind, standing up with nothing in it for like a half hour.
Yeah, you could definitely stand in this kayak. I don't think it's that bad. It's like I said, it's real buoyant, so you get a lot in there. You feel like you're standing on a platform almost.
Okay. Nice.
Less room for error if you.
Well, thank you guys. We're going to shift gears to Romel here and his kayak, and great job, Paul, on that. And we're gonna go back and forth here some more.
Before we go to Romel, dude, I have to say, Romel, I finally saw your build. I was kind of hoping you were going to tease it, and I didn't see anything. Bro, oh my God.
We talked about this before this show, and I was like, man, can we talk about these brake systems and the DJ foot control you have on the bottom?
I already knew what I was in for. I saw the lineup and I go, Keith, you rigged it. You wanted to kick me out early.
You're like, dude, why did you set me against the wizard? I'm like, ask James Suback. We did it. We did it.
No. I was actually really happy. I was like, hey, if I'm gonna lose, I want to lose to somebody who actually knows what they're doing.
Yeah. So, Romel, tell us about your boat. We're gonna look at a little bit of this videos, right, Marty?
Yeah.
But let's hear a little bit about Romel's boat because it's Paul's boat's awesome. Romel's boat's awesome. So let's hear about yours.
It's a bona fide PWR 129. I've been lucky enough to be in a lot of kayaks, so I've been kayaking for
Halloween orange.
And it's one of one. Yeah, it's not a production color. Luckily,
how long? How many years you been kayaking?
Oh gosh, 2010. I think.
Wow. Okay, you're
something like that.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean the PWR 129, it's orange, the only one in existence at the moment in that color. I've been lucky enough to have develop some pretty cool relationships with people in the industry, and blessed to have people that grace me with some really cool stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it's geared for how I like to fish, which is on the California Delta, which is a tidal fishery.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of moving current. You have a mixture of vegetation. You got, when the tide is moving in and out, the flows get pretty heavy in certain areas. And then there's also big water areas like French Track and Big Break. So it's a really interesting mix of water conditions depending on where you launch. So in that situation, need a boat or a kayak that's just balanced, that kind of can handle different situations and different water conditions at different times. And stability wise, I've been kayaking for a long time, so I mean, as far as stability wise, I think that thing's rock solid. But most people will, especially newer kayakers now, like Paul had mentioned, people are used to just absolute barges that don't move.
Well, they don't know how to paddle. That's
blows
my mind, but it's the truth.
Yeah, I mean, it amazes me how many people don't know how to use an anchor. I mean,
remember though, too, guys, on this Romel, is that so many guys that are getting into this are anglers first and kayakers second, where a lot of us got into it. We were kayakers first and anglers second when we started. And so that's the whole shift that we've had. Sure. But at the same time, to me, you got to be able to use that paddle. So good point.
Yeah, boat positioning is a skill that most people are getting into it now. They kind of shortcut and circumvent with motors with foot steering and spot lock and all this stuff. I mean, I was doing spot lock. I'm not gonna lie, I was doing spot lock before spot lock was cool. I think it was like 2015 or 16 or something like that, and I had a XI5 before the XI3 was out, that I had cut down, that I put on my Frontier 12. I was with New Canoe for a long time. And I was that guy that showed up. Like, look at this guy. He's got a freaking spot lock on his kayak. What a jerk.
Dude, nothing's changed, bro. In like the best way possible. Dude, tell him what you did to this freaking kayak, bro.
But now you show up with hydraulics. They go, look at that guy.
Well, yeah. So part of so now we get to where we're at on the PWR, and I did enjoy running bow mounts for a little while and being able to stand up and fish and be able to spot lock and whatnot. But I really did enjoy more so having the ability to move and cover more water with the rear motor. So, but I wanted to be able to enjoy some of those things that I did when I had bow mounts. So standing up and fishing with a rear motor had always been tricky. You can use your shins with the sliders and whatnot, and but that was kind of just didn't work for me. It was just too cumbersome, and I found myself getting in trouble more often than not trying to do that. So on my kayak, I have a system that I designed. It's a turntable style foot steering. So biggest thing about that is you're able to put your full weight on it without it tilting up and down. And so you can, because when you're on your kayak, you have to be able to shift your weight from right to left and forward to back, and when you have a pedal that goes like this, you can't really do so. So, and I designed and created that system to solve a problem that I wanted for my style of fishing. Like I wanted to be able to stand up and fish and frog fish and punch on the Delta. Power fishing on the Delta is like, that's what I love to do. So, and then, the air brake system was once again, solving an issue with on my MK300, I can get down to a very slow speed, but sometimes I just need to get a little bit slower. And I don't want to sit back down and hit the controller and have to mess with that. So being able to say, hey, Siri, slow down, and have the brake go down. And
tell them how that works, though, because that's wild. It's wild.
I have it. So it's a pneumatic air system. So basically, I used to play like competition paintball. So I have compressed air tanks, and they're tiny and they're small. And yes, I could have gone electronic, but as we all know, those elements don't mix. Water and electricity don't go. So I'm like, well, air and water mix, and I have the tanks and the tech that has come out in the last 5 years has made it easier to get your tanks filled. Literally, and it's funny because that whole system, like the solenoids, the cylinders, all that stuff is, it's relatively inexpensive. Like the two air cylinders that I have that drive those, they cost about $17 a piece. Solenoid itself that actually actuates those run, I think, $20. The airline kit and everything else. So I'm in it probably like, I don't know, maybe $150, something like that. And
so when you do that, are you trying to get because I'm always trying to get down to 2% with the new.
I can run at 5 now. I can run at 5.
It's so hard to get to 2%. I try.
It's the magic number. It's the magic number.
2%. Sometimes you get there, sometimes you don't.
I literally
I know. I mean, in my time when I was working with Newport, I learned all the tricks, and I know exactly how to be able to get that. And even for me, it's a pain, but I mean, I can do it. But imagine just being able to not even have to play with it and get to that 5% is easy. So at 5%, I'm running about 2 miles an hour, right around there, maybe a little less. So with the brakes down, it cuts me down to about 1 to 1.5 in between. So it just enough. It actually works better the faster you go. So if you're moving at 3 miles an hour, I can hit that thing and it drops me down 1 mile an hour to 1.25 miles. So
flaps are down. The flaps are down.
Yeah, and that's a big thing. I mean, literally, people, they laugh. It's like, hey Siri, slow down, and then it's like, hey Siri, speed up, and you hear me I'll do that while I'm going. But it allows me to stand up, allows me to fish, and allows me to get that one extra cast in that spot.
Man, well, I got to tell you, Romel, for me, Paul knows this. Between the GoPro or DJI and that, I go nuts.
All right, Siri, turn on my GoPro. Dang it!
Marty just yells at cameras, no matter what kind they are.
Well, I hate that. I hate that too, and I would love to be able to say that I'm record everything, but now, so to solve that, I have a hard-mounted DVR system in my kayak. So it has fixed 2 cameras, and it has a 1 terabyte drive in it, and I just turn it on.
So how's Paul supposed to win here?
Whoa, hey, whoa! First of all, I have an Amazon $10 wireless remote for my camera, my dude.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, dude, I just absolutely suck at remembering to charge my GoPros, and then also
you said that in your video.
I do. I suck at it.
I can't remember this, so I hardwired it all.
I just hardwired it, and also I hated, and Paul, I'm sure I hate the GoPros overheating. Just absolutely sucks. So
I will give you guys a cheat code for that. Just take the freaking battery out, plug it into a Nakwa, and then throw the remote on. And so now when I catch a fish, you can strap it to my PFD. And so all I got to do, because I run hindsight mode. And so, it's always just recording, but it's not actually memorizing anything. So you keep the last minute. So if I catch a fish, I just go boop, and I don't even have to say anything anymore, because I used to have to be like, GoPro, start recording, which is super annoying to edit out. So now I just hit it, and you're good to go. I'm like the zip tie guy. Romel likes everything finished. I like it fast. If it's done, I'm happy and I'm good. Like,
man.
Yeah. So,
man.
I mean, I'm lucky enough to be able to. So, like the Wizard FCS kit, the sliding foot steering kit that I was able to collaborate with Big Adventures was huge. And that was a big step forward from what we used before. And so I solved that issue, and I was like, I need to figure out how to solve the standing up issue. So it works very well. I tried actually electronic people because that steering is actually mechanical. And I tried electronic at first. And the biggest thing, it's like a race car driver. When you talk to a race car driver, they don't like drive by wire. They like to actually feel in the steering wheel. And that's one downside with electronic steering is you can't feel anything. So you can't tell in what direction, or you can't feel if it's working until it actually does. So I went from testing with electronic to mechanical, and I enjoyed mechanical more because I can feel everything. I can feel it move. I can feel if there's something going on. I can feel if there's something bumping it. I just had more touch. I could adjust it better. So, and it's simpler.
Did you 3D print these items, these little parts?
So I actually at my house I have a CNC machine, and I also do.
Well, who doesn't?
Printers. Yeah.
Yeah, mine's over there. It's been out of order I ran out of batteries. I don't know.
Like that technology has, it's progressed so far in 10 years. Like, you could never get, unless you had tens and whatever thousands of dollars, you couldn't get a CNC machine.
So if you're like Marty.
Yeah, right. And so I was able to get one about 5 years ago, and I'm still running that same machine. It works great. I am garage taught engineer. I learned a lot of CAD. I used Fusion 360. I learned a lot of that on YouTube myself. And then working with Newport, I was exposed to more SolidWorks and stuff like that. So I was able to develop that. And so 3D printing, just amazing, like what you can do nowadays. Like anything that you can think of, like your imagination, like you can just take an idea, like at 2 a.m. I do this all the time. It's bad. 1 a.m, like, man, I want to make something like on my, this is funny, on my, my camera mount pole. So I use a Railblazer Stealth Boom pole, and you have a wire running up for a charge line or connection. And I'm like, I don't want to use Velcro. So I just designed my own wire clips that clip onto I designed them and printed them out. And within like 30 minutes, I had 10 clips that clip onto this pole, and it was cool. So it's like, you can do that stuff nowadays. It's amazing.
Bro, tell them about all the carbon fiber, because that thing's freaking dripped out.
Well, how about this? How about this? Let's stop talking about it. Let's see a bit of Paul's. Let's see a little clip of Paul's boat and a little bit of Romel's boat.
I don't know. Marty just left.
Marty just left.
I want to hear about the carbon fiber.
Marty just went to buy a CNC machine.
I'm gonna go fire mine up. I want some clips.
My computer battery's getting low. I got to plug in and move here, guys.
Yeah.
While you're doing that, I still want to hear about the carbon fiber. I thought that was the coolest. Like, I love the slowdown. I love that. I thought the foot steering was. I think I messaged you. I was like, dude, the foot steering was insane.
We saw that on Instagram. You said that today.
I absolutely loved that. It was the coolest. But the more I look at it, I'm like, dude, where are we getting these carbon fiber components? Because my CNC machine doesn't do that. How does yours do it?
Yeah.
So I designed that all in house. I designed that on Fusion. So my CNC machine, I have it's called a Shapeoko 3, and it's a 36 by 36 flat CNC machine, and it takes up a lot of room in my garage. It makes a big mess, but it does produce some cool stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's funny is like a lot of the materials now, it's so easy to actually get the materials. That was always the hard part, is getting carbon sheets was really difficult. Now you can go on Amazon, order it any thickness, any type you want, color, whatnot. So I love carbon fiber. I made everything out of carbon fiber like that I can. It's funny. So I have a cup holder that's made out of carbon fiber. I have my delete plate for my pod on my PWR is 6 mil carbon. My retract bar for my motor is 6 mil carbon. My little I have these little 2 little mounts on the back that hold my air wires. So my airlines are carbon, and then my Lowrance puck is actually a combination of 3D print and carbon.
Sorry, Paul.
Yeah. So yeah.
What?
Yeah. I mean, the puck is. I actually had a lot of fun with that because I wanted to mount LEDs underneath it, just so I could get some lighting on the front without having to drill any holes on my kayak. So that was pretty cool. And then all the lines run down the tube, so the lines don't go everywhere.
So Mike is sitting here wondering if you could do some like carbon fiber cider cups for him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can figure out something. That's for sure.
Now you're telling us, was there a lot of trial and error in this?
Of course. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. I mean, as I've gotten better at designing and actually the manufacturing process, it's gotten better. Oh gosh, I used to use more material than I can imagine. Like I spent not wasting time, but learning from the mistakes.
Yeah.
But now I've got it down pretty good. Like I can tell you, so I will tell you, and this is the air brake system was brought to me that I had talked about it for a while. I had drawn it up. I don't know, maybe I worked on it a little bit on sketch, but I probably have maybe 30 hours into that, just, from scratch to where it is now. And now I'm playing with different sizes of the flaps and all this stuff. And so it's but it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it a lot.
All right, Marty, let's show some of these videos.
This is crazy. I got to ask a question first, Keith.
Are you going to tell us about your snorkel?
Well, I thought about that. It's not even it's not even applicable here. We had no options back in the day, guys.
Can you make Marty a carbon snorkel, please? That would be awesome.
I took my transducer and threaded it through a snorkel and hung it over the side of my kayak so I'd have a transducer. This is 20-something years ago.
I respect it.
Yeah. And
Totally.
I thought that was the most innovative thing ever in the kayak world.
Yeah.
Not about ever, but it's up there.
But the thing is that you had no options with the kind of kayak you had. I used a Wilderness 135 scuba designed for scuba diving in Nebraska that I bought from Florida, and I used it in Nebraska lakes. I mean, that's all I had, But you guys have taken this to another. I mean, we've seen guys take this to another level. You guys have taken this to a level unheard of, believe me. And what I want to ask you though, Romel, is, am I pronouncing your name right?
Yeah,
Romel.
totally.
Are you creating some of these products for companies, or have they reached out to you?
The Wizard FCS kit that's patent pending, and I'm once again lucky enough to be able to work with some really, really smart guys over there, Hans Newts and Shane Benedict over at Native, and Hans Newts with the Bonafide. And so the Wizard FCS kit was the first one. And I was working with Newport. I was with Newport for about 4.5 years. And I will own the Low Pro battery. That battery, I had worked on that for 3 years.
What a banger.
To get that pushed through.
That battery's pretty kick-ass.
I got 3 of them in my garage, and every time I grab one, I'm like, good job, Romel.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You better be careful, because I think
and how it fits into the bottom of a black pack. That's pretty awesome.
But Beth's going to try to hire him for this stuff. I just guarantee you.
I don't think Romel has to worry about work, you guys.
No.
We'll talk later.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
There you go. Okay. So we're gonna.
Mike's figuring out a Romel cider right now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's watch some of these videos.
Well, hold on.
Let her rip. Tater chip.
I wish I could play it, but it's not. It's not sharing for me.
Wind the frog. Let it go. This would happen with my video. Watch, Romel's will pop up in 2 seconds.
There it goes. Maybe it's okay. There we go. All right. Okay. What I'm going to do though is I'll make it a little bit bigger so people can see it better. You guys see all that pretty good. So what we usually do, guys, is we usually play a portion of the video for people so they can kind of see. Your videos have a ton of information in a short amount of time. So tell me if
what's up, nerds? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have got
This is not information. This is
Jeff going around and doing stuff. He's like, this isn't your video. This is my video. But yeah, we got a good one for you today. Jeff and I are both competing in a bracket style tournament.
To the middle,
of
Marty.
Yeah, I got
called the YakOff. Hilarious name. Something that a lot of people never even thought of, and until you hear the idea of it, you're like, you didn't even know you needed it. So the whole idea of this build is simple, modular, lightweight. I need a kayak that can do everything that I want it to do, and it does everything pretty darn well. So that is this Crescent Smalley. So what I've done here is I've said, I'm not gonna have 2 motors. I wanna have full capability, but I do not wanna have 2 motors. So we went with the Garmin Force Current, and this motor is pretty unique because it does both things really well. It does spot lock. It has Garmin's version of spot lock built in, but it's a stern mount motor, as you'll notice, and it propels you pretty freaking fast. And what's cool about this motor, it can take 2 types of batteries. You can get a little more power with the 24 volt, or it can also utilize a 12 volt. So all in one package. Another amazing thing about this motor, everything is wireless. So the foot pedals up front that actually control this are wireless, which is amazing. Another wireless feature is your safety tether. So if I fall out, there is a man overboard MOB tether attached to you. It actually comes with,
I'm going to skip a little bit
just
more.
put my phone on the inside and it goes ahead and sinks in. Now, I made this, I try to make this as modular as possible. All we have is one Naqua 20 amp hour battery. That's enough to power my phone, no problem, all day. With like 6 or 8 hours of fishing full-time use, my battery will go down by about 25%, and that's it. That's full-time use. So again, simple, modular, and effective. Battery tucks away, and you can barely even see the freaking thing. And then when you want it gone, one little button comes out and see you later, no problem. Now another cool thing I did is the underseat decking, the storage under here, actually was just
done that from
naked
the start.
plastic. So what I did is I went out and bought some decking from Amazon, and I just glued it. I put it here and here because I do tend to use this for measuring fish, and so I wanted that to be quiet. But I also put it underneath. Again, when I've got plastics and stuff on.
One more second.
See you, buddy. And then when you want to bring it up, you just crank her up. And you're done. Again, this keeps you facing the direction you want. And when you don't want this, unclip the chains, and this comes right off. It takes about 30 seconds.
I agree.
Now let's check the front hatch.
This is good right here. This is cool.
This is where some of the magic is happening. So all the extra storage that you need for things like your lights, right? When you are, if you're in a tournament or if you're fishing at night, you gotta have your white light. I keep that in here. Keep my emergency kit in here, sunscreen, whatever you want. All that can live in the Yak Attack bag. And then we've got our 24 volt, 50 amp hour battery, more than enough power for this little boat to get to power the Garmin. And we also have another quick connect. So when I charge this battery, it's a quick undo, and then this battery just comes right out, especially if I'm paddling. Obviously, I'm not gonna be carrying all that extra weight. And then, boom, you're clipped back in. Now the zip tie is nice because it keeps the power cable exactly where I want it, and it makes sure that
okay. All right, so we played it. So here's the deal, people. You need to take time to watch these videos. They're really good.
Yeah.
Those that watch this later. And by the way, we put this on several podcast platforms, and these get like tons of views. So people are going to.
Just so you guys know, and I found this out in Springfield, Missouri last week when I asked somebody for a zap strap. Like, What the hell are you talking about? I'm like, well, in Canada we don't call them zip ties, we call them zap straps.
Yeah. And the other thing with that,
you're not listening, Marty.
I heard you.
Marty always cuts me off.
I do. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Paul, one thing, like you're dampening with that padding. You know what we used to dampen the noise with the kayak?
a towel.
Yeah, towel.
Snorkels.
Keep it up there.
That decking is actually clutch though, because the one thing I can't stand about mine is I don't have that on my Smalley, and it's loud.
It is the most infuriating thing. And Jake, you know what I actually did? Underneath where you put the bump board, I actually took I took a saw and I actually cut the bottom off of one, because you can't raise the tabs up without making something custom. And I actually want to put those on a spring. Kind of pissed me off they're not on a spring. They really
Mine
should
came
be.
off, by the way.
Yeah, of course it did, because it's on a screw. It should be on a spring. Anyways, and I took the decking and I actually cut it so it's like barely anything there, and I put underneath, and it still fits.
Nice.
So Paul, you just got all that decking on Amazon, like
yeah, it was $8.
and it matched.
Like he was saying, I buy like the sheets if I want to like custom make I just buy cutting boards. You can glue them together, but you can buy like Starboard and just get a 4x8 sheet delivered to your house. You can make whatever you want with a router. It's crazy. Romel's 1,000% accurate. Amazon is a cheat code.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, here we go.
Was that a bead?
The beat's got a banging though.
Got the video game theme.
Unbelievable.
What's going on, everyone? Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough on my PWR 129 for YakOff 2. So first things first, I'm going to show you what it's riding on. This is a Fish Texas lefty trailer, custom colored. It's got the Yakima rod box up top. Got the Rome case that's where I house my motor. And then up front, I have more storage here for gear, so on and so forth. All right, let's get to the kayak. So this is my 1-of-1 orange bonafide PWR. It is not a production color, but I also did a little bit of wrap color myself. So a lot of the things that you'll see on my boat, I did myself. A lot of the custom parts that I designed and created, and you'll see that on my boat in particular. So up front, we have Lowrance Point 1 on a custom mount that I built and designed that has a built-in light underneath.
I'm going to go ahead a little bit. There, right here. Look at that. Look at that. Here's what's wild is this seat. I mean, you stole it from a race car driver, right?
With a Tempest low backs pro back seat. So this seat was prototyped by me with Tempest, and brought it to Native and Bonafide. They really liked it, so they ended up picking it up, which is awesome. So under the seat, so my kayak is propelled by Newport. So I have a Newport NK300 controller that's mounted on the Newport aluminum plate flush mount. I like to keep everything down low, and the power that drives this is another thing that I'm very proud of, is the Newport Low Pro 36 volt 50 amp hour battery.
Connections are slept on.
Sits
so
down low underneath my weight, so it's nice.
Marty, skip to that.
I've done that
DJ
you probably
disc
normally wouldn't see,
foot steering.
And I have a solar.
All
my other accessories that I have.
Basically
self-supported.
And then that's all we'll show.
It's solar.
Then that's all we'll show for today.
Yeah. Where's that disc at? What part?
It's in the. It's more towards the beginning, like in the middle. Yeah.
Romel's like, it's at 3 minutes and 17 seconds.
It's literally like, you know, it's
it was back. I think it's back.
Right there. You can see it right there.
Proud of is the Wizard FCS kit. The Wizard FCS kit is the foot controlled steering kit that was my idea and design. And I worked with Hans Newts from Bonafide and Shane Benedict from Native. We collabed and came out with the Wizard FCS kit from my base design, of course. I do have rod stage here. So I use a Railblazer C-hold.
So you guys saw that disc on there. He stands on that and rotates.
I think that's what he's going to show right
away. It's right. It's right after this. Yeah.
What is? Okay, just a second. We'll go back to it. We got to show that.
And that goes over to another Railblazer gun hold or rod hold. But most of the time I'll rear stage. So I'll drop my rod to the back. I also do have custom stand-up foot steering. Won't go into too much detail, but you'll see a little bit of that in the video. So you notice my seat's a little different than most PWRs.
And then the other cool thing is all the way at
seat base, and that's
unbelievable.
No, showing the flaps. Go to the end.
Oh, okay, I got you. I'm on it. Just 1 second. 1 second.
You guys didn't even mention the solar panel on there.
It's topped
That's actually
with
really cool.
a Tempest low backs pro back seat. So this seat was prototyped by me
All the
with
way
Tempest, and brought it to Native and Bonafide. They really liked it, so they ended up picking it up.
Go to the end, Marty. You want to see the flaps?
So under the seat.
Yeah.
So my kayaks for 360 lot, I have a Firefly Junior. I have a 6 mil carbon retract bar. I have 2 sets of carabiners here. One set is for the regular FCS, and the other one is for the standing steering that I have. So also on the back, I have this setup here. I stand up and fish quite a bit, and if you have an NK300, you know as well as I do, sometimes you just can't get it down to that really, really slow speed. So just think of the system as a way to have brakes for your kayak. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it.
Hey Siri,
hope you guys enjoyed the walkthrough. Get on there.
Hey Siri, serve me dinner. That's unbelievable.
Well, I did Siri 3 years ago at ICAST with power poles and lighting. That was when I was a new canoe. And I tell you what, like in 3 years, the way I had to do it 3 years ago compared to now, vastly different and so much easier now.
Okay, I got to ask you, we never asked what you did for a living, Romel.
So I am a communications technician by trade. Before I worked at Newport. When I was at Newport, I was product dev. But I specialized in two-way communications, and I also specialized in public safety vehicle builds. So I used to build fire trucks and like command vehicles and all that stuff. So
it's a perfect match for the kayak. What we're doing there, gee, I mean, what you're doing. I'm still putting snorkels on the side of my kayaks.
Honestly, that I will tell you, like, yes, a lot of that stuff translates over. It's all 12 volt, low voltage stuff. But a lot of other things, mostly that I learned is from RC racing. I used to RC race when I was really young for a long time. And so motors, batteries, steering angles, linkages, all that stuff, lithium batteries, brushless motors, actually.
Wow. Any questions you guys have on the side over there from the companies representing tonight?
Do the brakes act as a trim tab as well, or not really?
I tested that was actually the initial, and the braking was a byproduct. But unfortunately, trim tabs on kayaks it's like such a small gain that it's really not worth it. The gain from slowing down, the byproduct is actually more beneficial than actual trim tabs. So as the kayak designs move and start to actually design the kayaks specifically for motors now, you'll see that makes a bigger difference for sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
What does the solar charge? Like your GoPro batteries, I assume?
So that solar unit has a 15 amp hour battery built in. So I power my camera system, my lights, my air brake solenoid, all that stuff off of that. I think I've had to charge that once when I pulled it out of the box. Otherwise, it just charges itself when I'm on the water. I don't have to do anything, so it's awesome. Because once again, I suck at remembering to charge stuff. The only thing I can remember to charge is my battery on my motor.
I just got solar panels for my kayak, oddly enough. That's why I was like, oh.
Wow. I'll be honest, like when I take my kayak off the roof of my truck, I take everything off it, of course. I have numbers in my head of how many items I need on it. And that's how I know if I'm forgetting something. And you get out there and you still forget something.
That's why I don't like. I've had big kayaks. I've had a ton of stuff, dude. I'm done with that. It honestly gets in the way of fishing for me so much of the time, and like that's why I like. I mean, I love big builds. They're fun, and when you get it all right, having a huge kayak on a big piece of water is great. But 99% of the time, I got no time. I get out there, I got 30 seconds to like get on the water before I gotta go hang out, with the family, get back to my kids or whatever. And I'm like, dude, I gotta and I'm over there trying to film a video at the same time. And yeah, man, I need 2 things, and that's it. Get me out there.
Dude,
Yeah,
you guys can obviously tell that solar panels up here in Canada don't work because we don't have any sun. I'm outside right now.
Right.
Wow.
It's interesting. Like, you know, I've done a lot of builds for different people and along the, you know, throughout the years. And I always tell people it's like, you know, like exactly what you said, Paul, less is more. You know, and you can actually, like, if you actually look at my kayak, besides all the fancy stuff, but I don't have a ton of track packs. I don't have a ton of stuff. I have my Railblazer gear hub is literally a 13 by 13, and I carry 8 rods at the most, like literally. But if you look at everything else that's on my kayak, I don't really have a lot of stuff on there. But it's very fine tuned to how I like to fish. And I don't carry, like, my terminal tackle is literally a Gamakatsu. It's like this big, the double-sided foam. I have all my hooks and just this little container. That's it.
Get one of these.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Yeah.
I don't need to carry a big 3700 case full of tungsten. Like,
I love it.
Yeah. Same here. I use a Lynx most of the time, and I have one small box of lures, two rods, maybe 3.
Yeah.
Measuring board, pliers. That's it. And a lunchbox. My lunchbox.
I mean, literally, like, I carry 3 3600s when I fish. That's it.
Wow.
I mean, I have 2 in my gear hub, and I have 2 of the live fishing soft plastic things. That's it. That's all I carry. I don't really carry too much stuff.
Wow. So Beth, and just in a few kind words here, what are your thoughts on all this after seeing this?
This is really just, I'm really intrigued by this whole thing, and I'm just sitting here. Well, first of all, I just have to tell you, all I can think of is how much my dad would eat this up. He would love listening to every second of this. He ran a school of applied science and engineering at a local university, and he just, you know, he at home, the entire basement was just different tools, and he built stuff. And so I'm kind of sitting here thinking of my dad a little, I have to tell you that. I was going to ask the question, but I think Paul did answer it. I was going to ask you if you have more fun off the water or on the water. Ooh. Which I guess you do have more fun on the water, but it looks like you're having a lot of fun off the water too.
Romel and I just talked about this today, like not too long ago. Romel, we were like, I spend more time in my equipment room than I spend on the water.
Yeah.
You know, the time off the water is not very far off from the time on the water. I enjoy it. Yeah, for sure. I will tell you, Beth, I do have a Malone Micro Sport. I know you saw my trailer on there, but I do have a Malone Micro Sport that I tricked out. That is my buddy kayak.
Well, I got to see pictures of that.
I'll send it to you.
Okay,
it's pretty cool.
Wow, that's incredible. That's pretty cool, Beth. And then Mike,
Beth, his Micro Sport has a arm that shoots out of it that serves sandwiches.
Oh man.
I'm just gonna say, I think it's just really entertaining just watching the passion that you guys have. It's just kind of fun to watch you guys.
Wow.
Yeah, it's super cool. Thank you.
I love it. I spend so much time to kind of catch deer and bass. I don't have time to even put a screw.
Marty's
screw out of my seat right now.
Marty's itching right now because he's at 2024 bass for his.
No, I got it yesterday.
I know, 16 inches. You told me.
and you know who won? Tanya. Tanya wins again.
Tanya Allman. She wins everything.
Okay, so thank you, Beth, for that. And then Mike, what are your thoughts on all this?
Well, it's all about innovation, and innovation drives whatever industry you in. That applies to me doing. I try to innovate when I put stuff in this can. So I mean,
so Mike, one thing I want to say, like, tell us about Uncle John's, because like it's Halloween. I know you guys have tons of pumpkins and you do a bunch of stuff out there. So what's going on in your world right now?
oh man, yeah, we're harvesting fruit. All the pumpkin patch is open. We have a corn maze. We have train rides. We have wagon rides. We have all sorts of stuff. Big gift shop. Big, lots of donuts. You can watch us make cider from a big like stadium thing, and yeah, it's if like Disney World did a farm, this is kind of what it'd be.
I'll tell you right now, the apple butter. So if you take the apple butter and you spread it on no, I'm not waiting. You spread it on a tortilla, and then you grab, and then you gotta wait till 11:30 at night though. This is important.
Okay.
Take the apple butter, spread it on the tortilla, and then you put whipped cream on it, and then you roll it up, and it's like an American crepe. It's phenomenal.
Ooh,
That's awesome.
Just saying, that's my innovation for this one.
That's
I
awesome.
like it. That's
There you go, Mike. Another product.
That's right.
Okay, Jake, your turn.
I mean, as someone who does this myself, I find it interesting to see how contrasting these two are. I think this has definitely been one of the ones that's like polar opposites. I'll give it that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because I'm pretty sure Paul's motor is worth more than like 90% of the rest of the kayak.
It's not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close. Yeah.
No, that whole build. So I totaled everything with sales tax. If you bought it, it ends up being like a little over $7,000 at retail.
Crazy.
Which, like, I mean, it's a lot. That's not a little bit. But if you went and you stacked up every other kayak,
Yeah.
it's
It's
honestly,
not crazy.
I think you'd be. There's only maybe one other kayak that's even close.
Yeah. I do say it's quite liberating to not have a graph on your kayak, though. That's what I do like about the deeper.
It is.
I'm gonna flip on my light back here. Watch this.
He's got a lot.
Typically, I'll be honest with you. When I'm on the Delta, probably I want to say 50% of the time I'll take my Lowrance off.
That's how I feel, man.
Yeah.
And like even I had we went in on forward facing sonar pretty early when the Garmin units came out. I'm a Garmin fan, and
Look at this.
Mm.
I have
a
no room. I have no room anywhere to put anything else.
Oh, wow.
I literally took a wall down. My wife doesn't like me as it is.
You're a yakaholic. You're a yakaholic.
There's so many kayaks back here.
Poor guy.
I will tell you, Jake.
Awesome.
It's funny because I said the same thing to Beth, but I do have a Deeper Pro that I use. My sister has a house on the Delta, and I use that Deeper Pro for pan fishing with my dad.
It's great at that. It's great for crappie too. That's my favorite thing to do with it is to find a school of crappie.
Yeah. So I actually, I use that all the time with my dad.
What's funny is I had the OG version of it, like not the deeper, but you guys remember the Garmin with their watch? You would wear like a little watch.
Yeah.
And you would cast it out there and it was absolutely trash.
They have another one. They have a new one.
Yeah. Well, this one was like the original. I have the watch somewhere back here on the shelf. It's somewhere back there, but it was so bad.
I had one
convinced I needed it as a child.
I had one that was like the transducer was shaped like it looked like a little submarine or boat or something. I forgot what the brand was. It absolutely sucked.
Fair enough.
You know what? I had that, Romel. I had one of those.
Did you? Yeah. It was like like yellow. It's like fluorescent yellow.
Yeah, but
it was like
real small though. Mine was small.
It sucked. Yeah, it was tiny. It broke the first time I threw it. So.
You guys, this has been fascinating, man. I was looking forward to this because of what you guys have done. I mean, you guys should have your own ICAST booth paid for.
True.
Seriously.
True.
Seriously.
They're paid for by somebody else.
Yeah.
So I have one question, Jake. I haven't tried the Deeper Max yet, but have you? Do you have one yet?
Yeah, you got one right here.
Have you used it? Like, can you tell us a little bit?
I use it all the time.
It's all worn out. So,
tell us about it because that's the 3D one, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think
and Paul has one on his boat on his build.
Yeah, I think the big change, like if you're just looking at it from like a base level, right? Like there's obviously the mapping and stuff like that, but it's a lot easier to tell bottom composition now, because it's like you can see if it's hard bottom or soft bottom if you're looking at grass. And I think that's a big deal on the river, because on the river, I'm mostly looking for, changes from rock to soft, right? Obviously, I'm smallmouth fishing, I'm looking for the rock a lot of times. But then all the time, if they're eating crawdads, sometimes they'll go into the soft bottoms. And that's what I find to be the most useful about it. That and the fact that it's actually useful in shallower water, which as a kayak angler, we're in shallow water quite a bit. And obviously you can't go over 1 foot, and look down and see a fish. But the fact that you still can go in 1 or 2 feet and get returns is, is useful. So
wow.
And a lot of people think of deeper as that castable sonar, but Paul showed, and you guys know that they have the kayak arm kind of, I don't know what you call it.
That's actually what this is. I took it straight off the kayak. That's how easy it is. It's there's
and
no,
it just
no commitment.
right off, and you can put it there. You can use it as castable or right on the side of your boat.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the nice thing about that, for me, I've ruined a lot of transducers in my day. I've drilled through them, which is also a mistake I would recommend people not do.
Don't do that.
But the nice thing about the deeper, when it's on that arm, I bash into stuff all the time in the river. That is my specialty. And the really nice thing about it is, one, it's durable, but two, with that arm is really flexible. So it keeps it in place, which is nice. But when you smash into something when you're working a fish, because that is exactly what happens. If you catch a big fish in the river, you get turned. So it's instant. You start turning. And if you throw your feet in the water, which is another reason I like the smallie, because it's thin, and I actually usually have 2 feet out most of the time. But if you don't, and you can't control which way the boat is going, because you're working a fish, I just don't even worry about it, because what happens when you hit something, it just moves and it just gets out of the way. And I don't need to worry about it getting pulled off. I don't need to worry about it getting ruined. I don't need to worry about it scraping the bottom and getting so scratched it doesn't work anymore. I don't even need to worry about taking it off when I'm pulling the kayak out. I just leave it where it is, and when I'm done, I literally just fold it in. I don't do anything. When river fishing, is side scan is nice. It can be nice,
but it wrecks your transducer, like you said.
It trashes it.
I've destroyed 2 UT 56s or whatever it is.
The GTs, the
Garmin GT. Those are, right?
No, those are $150. Just for
I wrecked one. And I was like, I'm done. I'm not putting it back on. I'm finding something else.
Also, Crescent, love Crescent, but the only thing that they don't have, they have a recession area for the GT or any transducer that you put in, but no one has come up with. And see, Romel, if I was you, this is the first thing I would design. I actually wanted to make a pop top where I can just smash it with my heel or my hand on a spring with the tilt on the inside of the tube. This is what my brain does at 3 a.m. I just don't have a CNC machine and 2 springs, so that every time you smash the top, the transducer just pops up 2 inches, and then you hit it again and it goes back down, so you can get back to your side scan. Because God, it really sucks just hearing, knowing that it's not just the bottom of your kayak. It's a $150 transducer that may not work the next time you go to look at the screen. Sucks.
Fair enough.
When my first one stopped working, I was like, man, I should ask Garmin what's going on. And I looked at it and I was like, they're gonna be like, homie,
there's a rock in there.
It's scraped up. And
wow. Okay, so this week our battle sponsor is Mr. John's Cider Mill there, and there's a prize package, right, Keith? This week.
Mike can tell you all about that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we got a $100 in free shopping spree, includes shipping and everything, so you can really load up on ciders. And I think there's other things in the online store you can get as well, swag and stuff.
And also, Mike, you have a discount code for 50% off anyone that wants to shop online this week, right?
Yep. Anyone following along, just a standard voter, get a good deal on ciders this week in our online store.
Get the apple. What is it? The apple vanilla.
Unless you live in Canada, you only get hoodies.
Right. That's right.
And then Beth, I saw you had a ad on our kayak buy sale trade site today.
Yes, we do. Got the first one. Jen got it out today. Yeah.
15% off with Team Use.
Yep.
and they do a good job. They've been representing.
Yeah, we
you
weren't.
well.
She started out, actually. We're not talking about the trailers. Talking about the roof, a boat carrier and a rail system, cross rail system.
Nice,
Cool.
nice. So we got that going. And Jake, any sales going on with Deeper?
No, but there should be, the new one's rolling out, so that's like their big product launches, that Deeper Max. So
okay,
that's what we were talking about, bottom hardness, and that is the dude. That's what I use it for in the river. I look for those first signs of, like Jake was saying, where the best situation is where you see the hole first before you cruise over it with your motor and blow every fish out. And so that's what I use it for. I'm looking for those first pebbles that indicate I'm going to see some rock, and then hopefully I'm not blowing out the best spot. That's what I use mine for. And that's why the 3D map. That's honestly the best part.
And I do want to tell you guys, our title sponsor is D-Hooker, right, Keith?
That is our presenting sponsor, D-Hooker and Yak Attack.
And I have been the fortunate recipient of, no, not a D-Hooker, but a hook in my finger a week ago.
Oh, yes.
And we got it out. In fact, it worked so well, it just slid right out.
I keep
people love those. But
I have two, and they're in my 2 kayaks. And oddly enough, I'm like just waiting for when that jerkbait treble hook goes right through my finger with a 6-inch fish, because they're the most savage creatures that this earth has ever created. Is a 6-inch largemouth on a jerkbait.
Dude, 6-inch smallmouth.
6-inch
smallmouth. They're meaner about it, but at least they'll probably de-hook themselves. The largemouths don't do that.
Yeah.
And there is, like I mentioned earlier, Joe Reardon is the winner of the Deeper Max.
All right.
From last week.
It's a nice prize.
Joe Reardon. So guys that are watching and will watch this, make sure you vote each day. Vote for while we're doing that little spiel there. If you guys could face each other, give us a UFC pose.
No.
The other way.
Every time it's the wrong way.
I'm gonna get a screenshot here.
Are we ready?
Yeah, ready?
Time out, Marty. Screenshots are always crappy, so let me do it too.
Savage.
Other way, Paul.
I don't care. Punch me in the back of the head. See what happens.
I dare you.
What a great informative show we've had, and I want to thank you guys that are sponsoring this. And we'll be honest, Keith, we have people like banging down the door wanting to sponsor this now. It's crazy.
We got Progressive Insurance is sponsoring now.
Yeah. There you go.
People are coming through, and I'm just like a floating head now.
It's because they see how expensive these kayaks are getting. They're like, you need to insure these.
You guys are not carrying insurance?
Yeah.
Dude, I am. Are you kidding me?
Gotta get a rider on your
God, I have a rider for sure. I want to get social media insurance, bro. Yeah, you gotta.
Dude, after that Pennsylvania trip, I definitely think everyone should have insurance on their kayak.
Lock down, bro. Like 100.
Guys, I have to have insurance on my Nico heads. That's how bad.
I thought you were gonna say your knee, and I was like, yeah, probably.
No, those are long gone.
We just didn't hear the co-heads part.
Sounds like Marty needs a Malone trailer.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Marty, get the new off-road, but get the micro low.
The micro low. I'm going to tell you guys though, it is pretty cool at a gas station when somebody says, "Hey, how'd you get that kayak up there?" And I go, I work out a lot."
You don't need that, Marty. Do you want him to say that's a kick-ass trailer? That's what you need him to say.
Well, we do have the Lotus system, but I think you need a trailer.
We'll have to talk about it, I guess. Because I really like, I can get around, back roads and stuff and everything, and where I go. I actually have to walk back with my kayak at some of these lakes, like over 3/4 of a mile on a trail.
Dude, I got the off-road. I have not had a problem yet, bro. That thing is a tank.
Man,
and believe me, I'm a horrible driver.
I have the big one, Paul. I have the big one, as you guys saw that I brought up to like Vancouver Island. Yeah. I've had that thing all over the place.
Yeah,
it's like it's almost too big for me to just go fishing by myself.
So Chad Hoover has one, and so when he has the handle on it, he said it's the world's biggest kayak cart.
That's what I do.
Using it as a cart half the time.
I walk it in and out of my garage all the time.
Yeah.
So that trailer only weighs like 200 pounds or something, or 140 pounds or something like that.
Wow.
I would have to check.
My off-road, the standard one, the Micro Sport.
Yep.
And that's a double galvanized dipped, which is insane.
Yep.
And I walk it in and out by myself with 2 kayaks on it all the time.
Easy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Smooth, baby.
And it's in my front driveway. It's in my driveway, and I've loaded. I had 7 kayaks on it when I took Van Damme and those guys out kayak fishing.
Jeez. There you go, guys. Get that Malone trailer.
Yep.
Go to Kayak Buy Sell Trade. By the way,
I'll tell you this: it's way easier to move around when you drink a shitload of cider.
Exactly.
There you go. And I'm going to tell you guys, Beth, we get about 100 listings a day.
Do you really? Wow.
Yeah, it's nuts.
That's awesome.
And the traffic is unreal. We're up to over 120,000 members now.
I know. I saw that. Yeah, that's crazy.
It just
that's
keeps growing.
great.
You know, the secondary market's pretty big right now.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because everyone's launching 3 kayaks every other year. And guess what happens? People go, oh, man, my PWR, that was so sick. And it's not a 1-of-1 orange dripping with carbon fiber. I need to go get a new one. And then what do you got to do? You got to get rid of your old one. Then like, oh, crap, I forgot. This thing was like $3,000 and I got to get rid of it.
I'm guilty. I have 12 kayaks.
I don't think Romel listened to that.
For yourself, or
Paul, I don't think Romel listened to that.
This is for you, Beth. Here you go.
Oh, there you go. Okay, that's awesome.
Oh, sweet.
Yep.
Dude, what the frick? So I was actually, Romel, it's kind of crazy, actually. I want to put on mine, I want to put a handle on the center. I want to make like a center post. I'm going to use a steady stick. One, you can loop the front like tether for your kayak on it. So when you back it off, it's got a handle for you to just to keep your kayak on it. And then when you roll up, when you power load, you got a handle to just pull yourself up the extra 2 or 3 feet. And then I'm going to put a step in the middle, and I'm just going to walk right off on my own.
Nice. You just don't want to ghost ride it down the ramp?
I've done it before. It doesn't look great when it just keeps going.
Yeah.
So Paul Romel has like one of those DJ plates that you can just step on it and it launches your kayak.
That is a great photo.
Nice.
That's sick, dude.
Nice. Good stuff, you guys.
That's awesome.
All right, we're gonna wind her down here, Keith. Any last words, anybody?
Thanks, everybody. This has been a ton of fun. Romel, good luck, buddy. Your kayak is sick, and I'm jealous of your CNC machine.
You guys,
It does.
And make me that pop top transducer drop for the Shoaly.
We'll talk. We can talk.
There you go.
It's fun. I learn stuff every time, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, guys. Awesome. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Marty.
We're going to end the broadcast here. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for watching, everybody. And thank you, Malone Trailers with Beth and Mike with the apple cider up in Michigan and hard cider as well. And Jake
and
with
Deeper.
And Keith. Yep. Jake from Deeper and Keith from Kayak Angler Magazine and Romel and Paul. You guys right. And don't forget, Paul, the average.
We're aggressively average. Get it right, Marty.
You think I get it?
He paused.
Their podcast is awesome. Great guy. All these great people. Thanks, you guys, for being here. See you guys.
All right, guys.
Thank you. Thanks.